guys, how's it going? If you're watching this the day it goes live, that means that my birthday is tomorrow. I wanted to do a cozy little tag video just as a treat for myself, but there wasn't a birthday themed tag that I found that really suited what I was looking for, so I decided to just make one. There are 10 questions all themed around birthdays and writing. I have them in the description below. If you end up doing this tag yourself, please comment or let me know, or tag me in the description of your video so that I can see it. And that way if other people end up doing this tag, I'll be able to watch it and I can make like a playlist or something. You don't have to actually do it on your birthday, but if you're looking for a video idea for your birthday, ta-da! And obviously if you don't want to share your birthday or your exact age, you don't have to. You can be vague, or you can just lie. I'll never catch you. But without further ado, this is the AuthorTuber birthday tag. Question number 1, when is your birthday? Tomorrow! I was born August 22nd, 1991. Question number 2, what age did you start writing and what age are you now? How would that younger self feel about your current writing? So I will be 35 tomorrow. I think the first thing that I remember writing was this Lord of the Rings fan fiction I wrote for my dad when I was like 5 years old. I remember that it was on orange construction paper, like just 4 sheets of construction paper folded and stapled together. That kid, I think, would just be blown away by how real my books are now. Like, not only am I writing bigger stories, better stories, more original stories, like the fact that they've taken on this whole life, that childhood version of myself would mostly just be excited that my books were like books. Like, I thought it was the coolest thing in the world that I could fold a sheet of paper in half and staple it and then it would open up and look like a book. But like, check this out. Like, this is a book. This looks like a book. This is on my shelf. Like, whenever I finish a project, I just print it out for myself and I have it on my bookshelf as a little keepsake. But like, this is 100,000 words. It looks like a book. I can read it if I want to. Like, that childhood me would think that this is the coolest thing on the planet. Which, to be fair, it kind of is. Question number 3, which of your characters would you invite to your birthday party? I don't think I would invite anyone from On Fear's Air, my first book. I wrote that story to kind of cope with some things that I was going through, so hi Gomit. Everything in that story is either based off an actual person that I knew or a personification of something that I was struggling with at the time. So just overall, bad birthday vibes. Unseen by the Gods actually opens with a party, but they're partying too hard and they aren't paying attention and the world almost ends. So maybe I don't want that energy at my birthday party. I'd invite Vic, the female protagonist from my superhero story, because I feel like she would just be like fun to chill with. And I'd probably end up inviting Jax and Rabla from Maeve, because they would both leave early and that's definitely my vibe. Don't worry, Comet, I'd invite you too. Are you just trying to get comfy? Yes, Comet, you're always invited to my birthdays. It's not a birthday if Comet's not there. Question number 4, which of your characters would get you the best birthday present? This is actually really easy to answer, but it might be surprising on the surface. It would be Rabla, my monster from Monsters and Imaginary Friends. There's a deleted scene when Joey, the little boy, offers Jax this like macaroni photo frame that he made because they have to get a photo printed for something, and in the end he can't actually give it to him because reasons. And I've always had this headcanon that the first Christmas after the events of the story, Rabla gives Jax a macaroni photo frame. Because of course he would, but he would downplay it and act like, oh, well, it's just some stupid children's craft, like, whatever, it doesn't actually mean anything, like, don't get emotional about it. Meanwhile, he has spent all of this time thinking about it. Rabla is definitely the type of guy that he would get you the bumblebee tights, but he would wrap it up in like old ripped up newspaper to make it look like he didn't put all of that time and thought and care into it, but really he did. So I don't know what he would get me for my birthday, but I know that it would be something that would probably make me cry. Question number 5. Do you assign your characters birthdays, zodiac signs, etc.? If so, how do you come up with them? Unless their birthday actually comes into play for the story or part of their character, I usually only have a rough birthday, like maybe a month or in the very least a season, but I don't usually have their exact birth date. I rarely give them signs though, mostly because I just don't know a lot about the signs, so I don't really think about it. I know that I'm a Leo, and that's enough for me. And as far as how I decide, it's mostly just vibes. The timing of the novel and the events taking place kind of play a factor, but for the most part, I kind of just feel like, yeah, your birthday would definitely be like October. and then I check to see if it makes sense in the story. Question number 6. Pick one of your characters and describe how they would have spent the most recent birthday. The first answer that came to mind was for Joey, the little boy in Maeve. He is 7 years old and his birthday is like the very beginning of December, because I feel like he would be like one of the youngest kids in his class and he would feel a little bit insecure about that. And I always get the feeling that his parents would really downplay his birthday, because even though it's the beginning of December, they would definitely use the "it's too close to Christmas" excuse to kind of not do a big birthday party. His family dynamic is that there's 11 years between Joey and his brother, and his parents fell out of love a long time ago. They were just staying together for the sake of this older brother. And then surprise, along comes Joey. And it's not that his parents don't love him, like they definitely do, but they kind of resent that because of him, they feel like they're stuck together for another 18 years, even though they're free to leave at any time, but you know how it goes. And so their priority is more about living their individual lives than being around for him and giving him the time and attention that he definitely like needs and wants. But Jax, his imaginary friend, would 100% step up. In their world, the rules for the imaginary friends of the monsters are that the imaginary friends can't work nights and the monsters aren't allowed to work in the days. But my headcanon is that Jax always puts in an exception request for Joey's birthday so that he can wish him a happy birthday at exactly midnight, and then he spends the whole day with him. So I think that Joey's most recent birthday started at exactly midnight to the second, with Jax waking him up and saying happy birthday, and then probably him falling back to sleep. And I do think his parents would have made him pancakes for breakfast, but they didn't have breakfast together as a family. Like, his parents probably made work commitments and were out of the house all day. His brother is like about to turn 18, so he's off hanging out with friends and stuff. I feel like they would just give him a birthday card and then leave him to enjoy his pancakes alone. And then, of course, Jax would step in, and then he would get to spend the entire day playing with Jax. They'd probably go to the park, and he would just have a magical day with his best friend. So, not as sad as it sounds like on the surface, because he always has Jax. Question number 7. Your main character was in charge of your surprise party. How well planned or chaotic was it, and did they manage to surprise you? My most recent main characters are Jax and Rabla, and I don't think they would be able to agree on anything for party planning, and it would end up being like 2 parties happening at once. Like, peak chaos. Rabla would be ordering kegs and trying to start a mosh pit in the living room. Jax would be trying to organize musical chairs and giving out like goodie bags full of candy. Like, it would just be absolutely bonkers, but probably really, really fun. It would be a mess, but I think it would kind of suit me, because that's what I like. Doses of intensity and chaos, and then cooling down with something cozy, and then jumping back into something absolutely bonkers, and then just sitting quietly in a corner for a bit. Like, I don't know, I think I would still enjoy myself. And as far as would they surprise me, I think I would be surprised, because I wouldn't expect that from them. But afterwards, like in retrospect, I would realize that they were being hella suspicious the whole time. They probably nearly blew their cover with their bickering. Like, I think that the surprise would mostly be because I was clueless, not because they were sneaky. Question number 8. If you could take a birthday trip into one of your books or worlds, where would you choose? In Omphir's Heir, the main character spends a lot of time just questing through the lands. And at one point she stumbles across this like magically concealed tower in this enchanted forest. I know I said this story was a lot of just me working through some trauma, but this scene in particular is just a random side quest. It was actually inspired by the song The Tower by Chris de Burgh, if that helps anyone. But I would love to spend my birthday in the middle of this enchanted forest in this magically hidden tower. Like, that sounds amazing. You're surrounded by magic, there's all these animals around, you're completely secluded. It's almost spooky, but you know you're safe. Imagine the solo writing retreat that you could have there. No one can bother you. Like, that just sounds like so much fun. I would bring some books, I would bring my laptop, maybe something cozy like an activity or a craft or something. I mean, if it's a magically enchanted tower, they probably have like a really cool library. I think that would be the perfect place to spend my birthday. Just completely secluded, hidden away on my own little solo writing retreat in this magical tower. Like, sign me up right now. Question number 9. What's something you loved about your writing this year? It can be an idea, an accomplishment, a line, etc. So until this most recent November, I actually hadn't written anything in almost 4 years. So the thing that I've loved most about my writing from the last year is just the joy of rediscovering it and realizing that I still love it. I had gotten so burnt out and overwhelmed about not just writing, but just so many things piling up. And I was really afraid to come back to writing. I thought that I had lost that spark. I thought that if I started writing again, it would suck and I would never be able to be good again. And first of all, that's ridiculous. Like, it's a skill. I can keep practicing it. It's fine. And yeah, it was rusty at first and it was a little bit awkward, a little bit clunky, but I could still feel like a joy in it. Working through that and rediscovering it was just so magical. And now I'm back to the stage where I'm writing things that I actually feel are good, like things that I'm actually enjoying when I read them back. And just that whole journey has been such a beautiful adventure. It's like every time I get a new idea or I write a line that I really like, I just feel so excited and giddy. And I really love specifically in Maeve, my current work in progress, it's like a dark fantasy, trippy vibes, takes place in the imagination world. It has been so fun to just be weird. I feel like as I was approaching my burnout like 5 years ago, I was almost taking my writing too seriously. Like I had lost the fun and the whimsy of it, which is ridiculous for me. And finding that again has just been so much fun. Like even little things, like I describe a color as so bright it's sour. I described a sound as so high pitched it's kind of cold. Just going completely outside the box sometimes, or just being silly and having fun. Like one of my side characters now has the hobby of collecting stolen pens. Because I just think that's silly and fun, and it makes him very endearing to me. And I feel like I lost that little extra bit of personality. So I think the thing I love most about my writing is just finding the magic and the love and the passion for it again. And finally, question number 10, what is your birthday wish or writing goal for the next year? One of my 2026 writing goals was to finish Monsters and Imaginary Friends, but I think between now and my next birthday, my birthday wish is to have it finished with a capital F. I'd love to have it printed on my shelf with the others, something that I would let people read without having to apologize or explain, oh, it's not finished yet, or oh, I still have to fix this thing, and all of those caveats. Make a real cover, write a blurb that's actually good, formatted, the whole shebang. Like, capital F finished with a period at the end. That would be my birthday wish. I don't know if that's realistic, but that's why that part is a wish and not a goal. And that was the last question. I really enjoyed making this tag and coming up with questions that would just be fun to answer, like a little bit silly but a little bit reflective for your birthday. And like I said, if you want to do this tag, please do and let me know. I'll consider it a birthday present. And even if you don't make videos, you can answer in the comments below. That totally counts. And also, happy early/belated birthday to everybody out there. I'm sure it's one of those. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to let me know. It is almost my birthday after all. And subscribe to stay up to date with the rest of my videos. I post new videos once a week, usually reading or writing related. So I hope to see you guys next time, and until then, have a great day. Bye!